In a sense, I found that it was the type of vessel, the Arab vessel was a specific design for these weather patterns, but had evolved over 600–700 years and were beautifully made, beautifully rigged, but they weren't in some way as flexible as European vessels. So they've acquired a rather strange reputation, which goes back to the time of Marco Polo, who said that these vessels would fall to bits, which is nonsense, because we made one, we sailed her 7.5 months, a third of the way around the world, and she was in superb condition. When we got to the other end, we could turn around and just sail her straight back again. Well, the replica that I made was a classic Arab trading ship. It was double-ended, sort of pointed at both ends. It was lateen rigged, that's to say a nearly triangular mainsail and a nearly triangular mizzen, if you like, with the masts slightly sloping, because you need that because of the way you swing the sails around. And the vessel was sewn together, that's to say, instead of having nails, we actually stitched the planks together with coconut rope, a huge amount of coconut rope, I might add, sort of 400 miles of it, which you sew the planks together, then you drop the ribs in afterwards. And this actually gives you a flexible structure, so which is again very sophisticated, because as you get all the stresses and strains building up in a seaway, the boat pumps, the sides pump in and out slightly, and you could put your hand against the rib, where the rib rested against the planking, and you could feel the rib sliding slightly on the planking. Very, very sophisticated way of building a vessel. In terms of handling, steering, I would say that they were at least as good as European vessels at the time. Certainly much more sophisticated in sail plan, because you could put up all sorts of types of sail, you could extend sail plan, you could virtually balance the ship off most beautifully with the type of sail to use. Let me put it this way, the Arabs were sailing to South China from Arabia at a time when it was a considerable achievement for most Western Europeans to cross from France to England. I mean, you're talking about the difference between 6,000 miles and 18 miles. I'm excluding the Viking ships, because that was a different order of vessel. I would say, I would make a comparison, a much closer comparison between the Viking ships and their specialized development, as not the galleys, but the sailing vessels, the Viking sailing vessels and the Arab sailing vessels. I would say that those two were the sort of parallel sophistication and care and elegance as well.